How do we penetrate our most secret self? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley, and welcome to our morning meditation group, Flourishing During Times of Uncertainty. Happy Friday. Today is going to be a great day. Now, I know I promised yesterday that I would use a little excerpt from Eleanor's recommendation of Zen Mind, Beginner Mind, and she sent me a couple really beautiful clips and even a free audible to the book. So I have no excuses except I left the book at home. And I also am aware that I had promised we will focus on the beginner mind, beginners in meditation on Monday. So I will pick up Zen Mind, Beginner Mind to get our week started next week. And for today, we will end again with one of my heroes. Thank you, Al Marcella and Beatrice, for re-engaging me with none other than Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, The Divine Milieu. And it's a wonderful way to enter into our weekend with this question of how do we penetrate our secret self? It has the possibility of transforming our very lives. So this morning, we will again have three parts to this program. We will begin with the inspiration from Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. The middle part will be Becoming Contemplatives in Action, where we give the first 20 minutes of our morning to God. And then the last part will be, rather than jumping up and beginning the weekend, we'll start with a mini Jesuit examine. And for Fridays, I look at where God has come alive over this last week and to really try to drop into our deepest self, to come from this contemplative space of gratitude. So let's begin. We must try to penetrate our most secret self and examine our being from all sides. Let us try patiently to perceive the ocean of forces to which we are subjected and in which our growth is, as it were, steeped. This is a salutary exercise, for the depth and universality of our dependence on so much altogether outside our control all go to make up the embracing intimacy of our communion with the world to which we each belong. And so, for the first time in my life, although I am supposed to meditate every day, I took the lamp and, leaving the zone of everyday occupations and relationships where everything seems clear, I drop down to my innermost self, to that deep abyss whence I feel dimly that my power of action emanates. But as I move further and further away from the conventional certainties by which social life is superficially illuminated, I became aware that I was losing contact with myself. And at each step of the descent, a new person was disclosed within me, of whose name I was no longer even sure, and who no longer obeyed me. And when I had to stop my exploration because the path faded from beneath my steps, I found a bottomless abyss at my feet. And out of it came, arising from I know not where, the current which I dare to call my life. Thank you, Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, for those very inspirational words. What a great way to end our week, by dropping into the abyss and discovering, connecting with this self that is beyond anything we could have imagined. A self whose ego could never get us to this destination where we arrive home. So, on that note, let's move into the meditation. How do we become a contemplative in action? Father Keating would say again and again, the method is almost too good to be true. We sit down and we give this next 20 minutes to God. It's the end of the week. We've come together as a community, and for the last day of the week, we join together in our contemplative practice. So I invite you to unplug from all technology. I will set the timer for 20 minutes. You are more than welcome to take your shoes off, to place your feet on the earth, to lower the eyes, turn the gaze inwards, and let's begin. Listen, listen. The sound of the bell returns us to our true home. As always, we begin with diaphragmatic breath, that is breathing deeply as possible into the tummy, in through the nose, out through the mouth, 3 times to ground our meditation. Inhale, open mouth, exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Last time, give it all you got. Inhale and exhale. Drop down into the body. Take the attention to the feet as they press onto the green earth, our mother, and just take a moment to notice how solid the earth feels. Relax the shoulders. Take the attention to the heart. Together as a community, let's breathe one time all the way into the back of the heart. Inhale. And exhale. As you drop down, just notice what you feel. Finally, in the spirit of St. Ignatius, we focus on an intention, something we desire deeply in our life in this moment, not being afraid to ask God for something great and beautiful on this Friday morning. And we'll seal that intention with an inhale and an exhale. Gently take the attention to the breath. Engage your sacred word. Repeat it 4 or 5 times. Drop down to the beautiful ocean floor and enjoy a little deep rest this morning. Please continue. Very gently bring your attention back to the room. If your eyes were closed, go ahead, open the eyes. Circle the wrists one way, then the other. We'll circle the arms a little bit, then the other way. Excellent. Shake out anything you've been holding on to. And let's move into our Jesuit Ignatian Examen. And Fridays it's a little special because I invite you to look over the whole week and notice where God came alive for you. And again, we try to do this as a community. So I invite you, if anything really stood out or God felt especially intimate and close and tender, feel free to write it in the comment box. As I kind of look over the last week, I have to say, thank you, Susanna Funston, for the book, Finding Calcutta. Ever since I've been reading about Mother Teresa, God has been showing up in really very real and kind of spectacular ways. Which has been interesting because I didn't even notice it till I began trying to think about this examen for looking over the week. But the three areas where God really kind of touched my life and my heart were first, I could not be more excited. We have Brother Henry Perez with us. And starting on Monday, we are launching on our Jesuit campus at Blessed Sacrament, Genevieve's Garden, which will be a space, since school is all online. Thank you. Our principal, Rachel, has loaned us the school with the beautiful, I believe it was a Shea Foundation, completely renovated this outdoor dining area that is just spectacular on the corner of Cecile and Sunset. And Brother Henry will be inviting our unhoused guest from 12 to 2 to actually come off the streets, have us to be able to sit down and have a delicious meal Monday through Friday. So, wow, even as I'm saying it, I'm tearing up a little. It's really, I am so grateful to this community that something like this is possible in the middle of a pandemic. It really is one of those kind of miracles God dropped in our lap. And I ask your prayers this weekend for a big success for this, that volunteers will show up, that the food will arrive, that the people will find a little respite who are living on the streets in the middle of a pandemic. So shout out, Brother Henry, amazing. Second, another shout out to Father Steve Prevet, who was my actually high school principal at Bellarmine. Brother Henry mentioned he was having a little trouble in his Corolla getting all the food to Blessed Sacrament for Genevieve's Garden. And I sent a little note to the formation director, Father Tony Scholander, who was my rector when I was in theology studies, and I asked him if he would consider trading a province van for a province Corolla, and he said he would look into it. But in the meantime, check with Steve Prevet, the president of Verbum Dei, and see if they might have anything available. Within one email to Steve Prevet, who is like one of my heroes as a Jesuit, he was president of USF, now he's president of Verbum Dei, like one of the most inspirational Jesuits I know. He sent me back a very short email with a done deal and where to pick the van up. So thank you, Verbum Dei, all the way in Compton, helping us collaborate and feed people who are hungry in Hollywood. And then the very last thing is happened mostly this morning. My niece is at Immaculate Heart and doing online learning. And this is on a more little sweet, tender, funny note. They're doing the online learning. I could hear the class on the computer. And the teacher ended the class. He had told them all about himself, and he asked, "Is there anything I left out that you would like to know about me?" And I could hear my niece asking him, "What is your favorite song?" And I think it caught him a little off guard, but he gave a great response. He told them his favorite song, and then he asked them their favorite song. And she said hers was "I'm Still Standing" by Elton John, which again, Carl Jung believes in synchronicity. I've been spending this week reading about resilience, and this "I'm still standing" is how we become resilient in spite of things in life that can sometimes knock us off balance a little bit. So it's been a really beautiful, transformative, amazing week. Thank you for making a lot of that possible through starting our day as a community with a morning practice and really engaging our imagination in the spirit of St. Ignatius to really keep imagining how we can be contemplatives in action with the accent on contemplation. God bless you. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.